Whoa, Pat, we got a Q&A. We got a Q&A here on the CU podcast right now. From L Thrift asks, Link's Awakening versus Breath of the Wild, should both cost the same amount of money? And I'll answer that while Pat sorts out the rest of these uncle issues, because Pat hasn't played the new Breath of the Wild or the new Link's Awakening.
I played a lot of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
I resent that. I played like
Link's
30
Awakening.
hours. No, I haven't got Link's Awakening. I want to because I never played the original because I didn't have a Game Boy. I just had Tiger LCDs.
It's my favorite, and I got it for Vonnie as an early birthday thing because she really wanted to play it, and I was like, I don't have money for it for me, but I'll get Vonnie a copy. So Vonnie's been playing it. It's gorgeous. The amount of work they put into just overhauling those graphics, it looks amazing. Yeah, it's a shorter game. I mean, it's a Game Boy game. It's probably 8, 10, 13 hours if you want to do everything.
Like side quests and stuff.
With a little bit of that, finding all the secrets and stuff like that. But I the whole notion that it's not worth $60 because it's a shorter game doesn't hold water with me, or because it was just a Game Boy game. One, they put a lot of work into redoing it. Two, it's one of the best Zelda games out there. Definitely worth playing.
Does something different with the story, not just
does something different with the story. But I don't. It drives me nuts when people look at a game and they're like, it's a AAA production. When they look at a game and I have to look at it based on the amount of enjoyment I get out of something. Am I getting $60 worth of enjoyment out of this? Yeah. Did they put a lot of work into it? Yeah. I don't think just because it was it's based on a Game Boy title and it's a slightly shorter, simpler game.
But it's still a game done from scratch.
Yeah, it doesn't need. No, that doesn't mean it needs to have its price reduced. I'm sorry. I think that's kind of ridiculous.
This is an anti-capitalist question. I don't like it.
Especially when there are action games that come out that are 10 hours long. I mean, we pay $60 for all sorts of stuff, for all sorts of different games of different lengths and different depths. I really don't think them charging full price for this is outlandish.
Let's be fair to L Thrift here. So their reasoning is, well, Breath of the Wild was in development for like freaking 5 years.
Sure.
A long time. That's like a AAA, like GTA style game of development versus something like Link's Awakening. It was not 5 years. I don't know how long it was, but it wasn't 5 years.
Sure.
It was a couple of years, it was 2.5 years. I don't know. So they're thinking, well, why should they cost the same? Well, it should cost whatever Nintendo thinks people will pay for it. I mean, I have issues with Nintendo for like 1-2 Switch. They charged $60 for it. When I think
that was absurd.
They could have sold a ton of them if it was like $30. They probably would have made way more money selling at a lower price. But they have when companies like this price things, the profit margin isn't only the thought that goes into it. It's how they want it to be perceived based upon the price. Maybe Nintendo could have charged only $40 for it, but they can't do that because then people would say, well, why don't you charge only $40 for future games? Or maybe this is a cheaper game because it's only $40. It's a perception when you put the price along with it. It's not just the profit margin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what goes into this. So if you don't want to pay $60, don't pay $60 and just wait until it's cheaper. I mean, that's what I'm going to say.
I guess that's my thing. I can't fault you if you don't want to. If there's another game you'd rather pick up for $60, if you're looking at all these games and you're like, well, something's got to make the cut. I do think it's worth $60. I'm not insulting anyone who doesn't want to pick it up for $60, but I do believe they should both cost the same. Part of it is protecting the property, not cheapening the property, but people look at old school games and modern games, and they sometimes don't see the value correlation. But to me, a lot of times and even this is kind of hard to explain or intangible. But am I getting to me? It's when I spend $60 on a game, I'm spending $60 for fun. I'm not exactly going through all the options and seeing how many side quests and stuff. Am I getting that game? Did I pay $60? Am I happy with the purchase? And with something like Link's Awakening, the answer would be yes.
Well, okay, I'm going to go Pat math on this. What did Link's Awakening cost on the Game Boy in '93?
With inflation, it's $53.75 right now.
Ian did his homework. Wow, Ian, I'm proud of you.
I'm fairly
So
certain.
it was a $29.99 game, you think? Not $39.99 for Game Boy?
I'm pretty sure it was $29.99. It could have been $39.99.
Okay.
But
You're actually right that you looked it up. So $30 in 1993 is $53.26 today.
okay, yeah. Pretty sure that's what it is. So
really close. And if it was $40, Game Boy games are usually what, between 20 and 40, right?
there, yeah,
This was a marquee title, so it was at least $29.99.
yeah, at least.
Let's just say it's $34.99. $34.99 would have been $62. Would have been more.
Yeah.
So we always forget about inflation when it comes to video game prices.
People always like to talk. I have this conversation with people at the store all the time. People who laugh about it, but like someone else might be in the same. Like, oh, that's as much as it cost when it came out. No, video games now on average are cheaper than they were back in the 90s. Everyone's like, oh, they're so expensive. They always were, but your parents were buying them for you, or you were buying a lot more used games. You weren't buying as many games when they came out, but video games were never cheap.
I paid $60 for Three Stooges of my $2 a week allowance in 1989. How much was that in 1989? Now I'm going to look because now I'm mad.
Mario Kart 64 was at least $75, if not $80 in 90s money.
Thick But Quick Pat, who his Uncle John made fun of, paid $124 for Three Stooges from Electronic Boutique before tax in 1989. So, I mean...
So basically, if you think it's too skimpy of a game to spend the $60 on, okay, but it's a really good game, and you definitely get $60 worth of game out of it. Plus, they did the amount of care and attention to detail into like redoing the art was just so good.
I watched Norm play it for like an hour on his Twitch stream. It looks fantastic.
It's amazing.
Having never played the original, it looks fun, and like I said, I like the fact that it's an all new story.
It's cute. It's goofy.
Maybe Capcom could take a page out of that with their Mega Man series. I don't know, do something different for a change. But it's a cute story. He's on an island and he wakes up and
it's a good one.
He goes sunbathing. Can you sunbathe in the game? I know you can fish, right?
You can fish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can fish.
Oh, Ian's like, oh yeah, you can.
Oh
fish.
yeah, you can fish.
That's my favorite Zelda game. You can fish in it.
I know all about the fishing.
Can't fish in Breath of the Wild, but you can fish there. Can you fish in Breath of the Wild? No, I haven't gotten there yet.
No, I don't believe so. I think Bonnie just gets fished by going out into the water and
you just hit
him. Yeah.
You hit it with your fist or your sword or spear. I guess that's fishing technically.
Yeah.
You don't use a fishing rod, but you're fishing because you're getting fish.
Yeah.
Technically. So if you hit it like a fish with like a rock, you're fishing technically.
I mean, you're rock fishing at that point. Sure.
Or spear fishing.
Spear fishing. Gun fishing.
Gun fishing.
Gun fishing. Rat-tat-tat.
Or Crocodile Dundee throws dynamite into the water. Remember that Crocodile Dundee too?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
This is a weird podcast.